He said, well, we really want you to be a part of the morning show. You're what we need, blah, 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 blah. And I kept going, no, I love what I'm doing. I'm on a national show in the afternoon. I don't have to get up at 3:15 in the morning.
Right.
And he wrote a number down. And he said, well, we'll pay you this. And he wrote it down. And it's like out of a movie, I swear to God. He slid that number, what he wrote on a piece of paper, across his table. And he said, here, this is what we'll pay you. And I picked it up. And I said, okay, well, maybe.
Before we even go into the entrance, what was your history, or what do you have the history and knowledge of what K104 was before you came to the company?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far does that history go back?
Goes back all the way back to Tom Joyner.
Oh, wow.
I mean, come on now. I mean, if you grow up in Killeen Ford Hood, let me tell you something. I got my brother with me. He's in radio too. Shout out to Michael McGuire. He and I would drive, like here we are like teenagers, right? We would drive to Waco from Killeen Ford Hood. He would drive. I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and we would just drive up just to try to hear K104, just to listen to K104. Yeah.
Well, that was when it was Skip Murphy and company.
Skip Murphy and company. Everybody, like we would sit up there, and Tom Joyner, everybody. We were such fans of K104. It was so big that again we would drive to Waco just to sit in a parking lot just to listen to the station.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think I remember the episode where Skip Cheatham actually introduced you on the morning show.
Yep.
At that time, I think y'all still had Sam Putney.
Sam Putney was there. Chris Arnold.
Chris Arnold, yeah.
Yep. Nanette had just left. Nanette had left like maybe 2 years prior.
Yeah.
And they were going through a change, right?
Right.
They were the ratings were messing up a little bit, and I was already, nobody knew this, but I was actually doing a national show already. I was on a national show as the co-host for Doug Banks' show.
Oh, okay.
And so basically the producer, White Gary, called me up and said, can you come in and just fill in for Sam, right? This is what he says. He says, Sam Putney has to go to a funeral. Can you come in and fill in for Sam and do the news? And I said, okay. He said, can you do Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? I say, okay. So I go in on a Wednesday. I fill in for Sam, I do the news. And when I get done, I'm thinking, okay, it was fun. Skip Cheatham in the playground. Sam was gone. I do the news. I go home. You know, I'm good. Later that night, White Gary calls me, the producer, and says, get ready. Tomorrow they're going to offer you a job. And I said,
damn.
Yeah, it was like that. And I said, I already got a job. I'm doing afternoons. I don't want to do mornings. I did mornings for years. I'm done. And I said, no, I already got a job. No, thank you. And Gary goes, I'm just letting you know they're going to offer you a job tomorrow. So this is only the first day I was there on a Wednesday. I go in there on Thursday morning. I do the show. They call me into the room. I think it was the operations manager at the time. And he said, we want you to do this. You want to do this? I said, nah, I'm not interested. And he said, really? And I said, nah. And he said, well, we really want you to be a part of the morning show. You're what we need, blah, 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 blah. And I kept going, no, I love what I'm doing. I'm on a national show in the afternoon. I don't have to get up at 3:15 in the morning.
Right.
And he wrote a number down. And he said, well, we'll pay you this. And he wrote it down. And it's like out of a movie, I swear to God. He slid that number, what he wrote on a piece of paper, across his table. And he said, here, this is what we'll pay you. And I picked it up.
Damn, that show.
And I said, okay, well, maybe.
Well, yeah, well.
Maybe. So, right. So I called my brother.
Got my attention.
Look, I called my brother because, again, he runs radio stations, so he knows all of this. So I call him up and I go, should I do it? I said, because I really don't want to. I'm telling him I don't want to do it. Because I'm like, I did mornings. I'm tired. He says, come on, why not? You might as well make some money in your backyard. Like, it's your you know what I mean? People didn't know I was living here for over 10 years, and we were on in New York, on WBLS in New York. We were on in Chicago, Houston. We were on all over the country. Nobody knew that I was living here for 10 years doing that.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move.